Have you ever stared at a huge, important task on your to-do list, felt that heavy knot in your stomach, and then picked up your phone to scroll for an hour instead? If you have, I want you to know one thing. You're not lazy. What you're experiencing is something called task paralysis. It's that feeling of being so overwhelmed by a task that doing nothing feels safer than starting. But what if I told you there's a simple, 5-second cognitive hack that can shatter that paralysis and launch you into action mode? Welcome to Rise Sharp, where we turn complex neuroscience into simple tools for a better life. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of procrastination and revealing one powerful question that will reframe how you see your work forever. This isn't about finding more motivation or willpower. In fact, we're going to bypass the need for motivation altogether. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a tool so effective, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. So, let's talk about the brain. When you're procrastinating, you're caught in a battle between two parts of your brain. First, you have the limbic system, your emotional, instant gratification center. It sees a difficult task and screams, "Danger! This is hard and unpleasant. Let's watch cat videos instead." Then you have the prefrontal cortex, your logical, planning part of the brain. It knows you should do the task, but the limbic system is often louder and more persuasive. The secret to beating procrastination isn't to fight that emotional brain, but to cleverly sidestep it. How? By thinking about someone else. Here's a fascinating psychological quirk. Your brain views your future self as a complete stranger. Seriously, brain scans show that when you think about yourself 10 years from now, your brain activity looks almost identical to when you think about a celebrity you've never met. This is called future self-continuity gap. It's why we make poor long-term decisions. We saddle our future self with debt, bad health, and unfinished projects because, emotionally, it doesn't feel like our asterisk problem. It feels like we're giving the hard work to a stranger. This is the root of procrastination. We think, future me will handle it. They'll have more energy, more motivation. But they won't. They'll be you, just a little more stressed. So how do we close this gap? How do we make our brain care about our future self right now? That's where our hack comes in. We call it the sharp question. It's an adaptation of a decision-making framework known as the 10th of October 10 rule, which asks you to consider the consequences of a decision in 10 minutes, 10 months, and 10 years. But we've simplified it into one potent, action-oriented question you can ask in under 5 seconds. The next time you feel the urge to procrastinate, to put off that report, that workout, or that difficult conversation, I want you to stop, take a breath, and ask yourself this one simple question. How will future me feel in 1 hour if I do this now? Let's break down why this is so powerful. First, it uses the future me reset. By framing it this way, you're immediately engaging your empathy. You're no longer thinking about a daunting task. You're thinking about the well-being of a person, your future self. You're picturing that person, just an hour from now, and considering their emotional state. Will they feel relieved, proud, less stressed? Or will they feel regretful, anxious, and even more behind? Suddenly, the choice isn't about doing work versus having fun. It's about kindness versus cruelty to your future self. Second, the 1-hour time frame is critical. It's close enough to feel real and immediate, unlike 10 years from now, but it's far enough away to be past the initial discomfort of starting. Your emotional brain can't argue with it. In 1 hour, the pain of starting will be gone, but the feeling of accomplishment will just be setting in. You are literally tricking your brain by focusing on the reward, not the effort. You're selling your brain on the good feeling that's just around the corner. Let's apply this. Imagine you have a 2-hour report to write. The thought of it is crushing. You feel that paralysis setting in. You stop and ask, how will future me feel in 1 hour if I start this now? Well, in 1 hour, you'll be halfway done. The biggest hurdle starting will be a distant memory. The anxiety will have faded, replaced by a sense of control and progress. Future you will be feeling fantastic, relieved, and on top of things. Now compare that to the alternative. If you procrastinate, how will future you feel in an hour? Anxious, guilty, and you'll still have a 2-hour report hanging over your head. The choice becomes obvious. You're choosing between relief and anxiety. This leads to the next key principle: reframing a huge task into a tiny entry point. Don't tell yourself you have to write a 2-hour report. That's overwhelming. Use the sharp question to get you started. Then just commit to 2 minutes. Tell yourself, I'm just going to open the document and write the title, or I'm just going to find one source. This is the entry that creates momentum. A body in motion stays in motion. The hardest part is always getting started. And this question is the key that turns the engine. Once you've done your 2 minutes, you'll often find you're in the flow and want to keep going. This technique also acts as an anxiety kill switch. Procrastination is often driven by anxiety about the task's difficulty, or the fear of not doing it perfectly. The sharp question lowers the perceived difficulty, because you're no longer focused on the entire mountain, just the first step. You're not thinking about the quality of the final product. You're just thinking about taking one action to make your future self feel better. This shifts your focus from perfection to progress, which instantly dissolves a huge amount of anxiety. The goal isn't to write the perfect report. The goal is to feel relieved in an hour. It's a much more achievable and more human goal. So let's make this real. What is the one thing you've been putting off? Maybe it's cleaning the kitchen, making a phone call, or starting a new project. I want you to think about that task right now. Got it? Okay. Now, ask yourself the sharp question. How will future me feel in 1 hour if I do this now? Really visualize it. Picture the relief, the pride, the clear headspace. That feeling is what you're chasing. Don't wait until tomorrow to become the person you want to be. The person you want to be is just one small, kind decision away. Use this question to be kind to your future self. Get that small win. Let it build. That's how you make real, lasting change. That's how you rise sharp. Now, I have a challenge for you. Down in the comments, I want you to write the one task you've been putting off. Then, right after you post it, I want you to close YouTube, ask yourself the question, and go do it even if it's just for 5 minutes. Let's create a community of action right here in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more practical tips to master your mind and your life. Now go be kind to your future self. I'll see you in the next video.